Mash up the place. And fuck you.
Raze Elim, rock and roll. Good people, good times. Right on. Rock and roll. Tim Smith, it's fun to say. Tim Smith. Yeah, Tim Smith will take you to the mountain. Rock and roll.
You have technicians here making noise. No one is a musician. They're not artists because nobody can play the guitar.
Yeah, that's right. Skrillex, Bad Noise, Former Beggars, LA, London, Dubai. About to get rowdy right now. Yeah, I'm an old-time fighter. I make an next guy look like an actor. So I'm man and I'm a wild like they matter. But when I touch mic, I see them and scatter. And they wanna talk big, but when it comes to bringing them out, they can't splatter. So I tell them relax, yes, chatter. No need for anything cheap.